Good morning, everyone. Hope you're all having a great Sunday. Today's video is a flea market finds video, and it was a huge flea market find for me yesterday, for my wife and myself yesterday. Went to a flea market up in Kokomo, Indiana, that we frequently go to and haven't been to for a month or so, and decided we wanted to go up there and see what they had. And well, the first booth always gets me in a lot of trouble, and most everything I've got here today came from the first booth. Then we went to a couple other places, and I'll show you the items that I got from the other places. So just sit back and relax for a minute, and I'll show you everything we got. Well, first thing is Winter Circle. If you remember Winter Circle, the die-cast company, back in the late 90s, they came out with this different lines of die-cast in different sizes. Well, this is a 1/43rd scale Dale Jarrett Victory Celebration, and it was when he won the Winston Million at Talladega that year. You see the picture there in the background, and it's got the confetti on the car and Dale holding the big novelty check. Very, very cool item here. I didn't collect a lot of these back in the day because I didn't have an opportunity to. Most of the time, the ones that they had near me, these items weren't that great, or the stores that did have them stocked only had, maybe 10 on the shelf and one different variation. Maybe they had a Dale Earnhardt, 7 Dale Earnhardts and 3 Jeff Gordons or what have you. And they never had the more unique ones like this one. Plus, also, the retail price back then was, I believe, somewhere in the neighborhood of $10.99 or $12.99 or something like that. And I got that one by far a lot cheaper. This next one's kind of cool. If you remember, I used to have a Jeff Gordon die-cast car that was on the far right easel in the back of Brickyard 400 winning car. Well, I got one of Dale Earnhardt with the Brickyard 400 winning emblem there on the top. Of course, there's the back of it. That's not the price that I paid for it. That's the price somebody else paid for it. I did pay much less than that, and this is probably going to go with my Jeff Gordon one. Don't know exactly where it's at right at the moment because my room is a total disaster, and I've not taken the time to clean up things very well, so I need to get on the ball there. Got a die-cast here that's already going to be spoken for. But we have this Short Track Champions, Racing Champions, Dick Trickle. That would have been the car that he ran back in the ASA days, in the mid to late 80s, or mid to early 80s, early to mid 80s, what have you. Of course, you don't see a sponsor on there because generally he had a beer sponsor, be it Pabst was the one that was big with this car. He later got Coors Light. But that's a really cool one. And they have that series of short track Camaros, basically. They had Harry Gant, Rusty Wallace, Mark Martin. There were several others in that. I used to have several of them. I may still have a few left. I don't recall. Now, this one was a very, very unique 1/64th scale. And I've got one somewhere. But the price that I got this one for, I had to snag it. This 1995 Championship Edition Jeff Gordon, with a commemorative, I don't know, I've always called it a belt buckle, but for lack of a better term, I'm not sure exactly what it is. There you just see all the licensing information on the back, but I always thought that was pretty sweet. It had a little bit more elegant of a platform there, and like I say, this big medallion, I believe is what they labeled it as, but just always referred to it as the belt buckle edition because it had that huge medallion that could have probably doubled as a belt buckle. We have a couple of old Busch Series cars here. Seen this one. I used to have it. I don't know if I still do or not, but it's Hermie Sadler. It's a 1994 edition. It doesn't have the rookie stripes on it. But in 1993 and 1994 for Don Beverly, he ran the Virginia is for Lovers Oldsmobile. And then this is a 95 edition, David Green. So this would have been the year after he won his only Busch Series championship, driving for Bobby Labonte. And I just now seen that the top of that Hermie Sadler one is a little bit rough. So, whatever the case is on that, I'll have to just be careful with it in the future. These next two are very unique ones, but not very unique ones. You guys will look at both of these, and I'll have to find mine that I've got put back somewhere. And I got the ones that had the best looking cardboards here. The 34 of Todd Bodine, most of you heard of him. Tom Peck, a lot of you haven't heard of him. But what's unique about both these cars is when Racing Champions first came out, these are from 91, they had issues with the body styles. So I'm going to turn these sideways, and you'll see both of these, I believe, you can see how this one is a Pontiac and this one is a Chevrolet Lumina body. We'll flip the back side. The one way you can tell the Pontiacs is on the back bumper. Well, I'm sorry, the front bumper. I'm looking at the back bumper there, and I couldn't see it because of the camera angle. But on the front bumpers of the Pontiacs, you'll see those... the grill is on the bottom of the bumper. The Chevrolet's easy to tell because the grill is on the top center of the bumper with those brake ducts on the lower part. I do have those other two cars, but I believe they're molded in Oldsmobile bodies or old Lumina bodies, because there was a switch between an 89 Lumina and a 91 Lumina. So there's both of those cars have about 6 different body styles. And this was the big one. This one's already going to be spoken for as well. But it's not the flat bottom, but it is a 1989 Dale Earnhardt Racing Champion. There you see that. And you can tell it's an 89 because it does not have any of the decals on the fenders. You know, the car is still in immaculate shape. I'm looking at the tires. Those are going to be rubber tires on there. And you can tell it's an early one because they only have sponsors on the hood and the side. And even the number 3 is not the italicized 3. They were just using as close to that style of 3 in the font system that they had. But I picked this one up, you know, relatively inexpensive. I was very excited when I seen that one, and I could not let that one get by. I'm not going to open this one because it's a 160, or it's a 124th scale, but it is the Hall of Fame edition. Joe Gibbs, Bobby Labonte, 1996 Pontiacs that they ran when Joe was inducted into the Nascar, the NFL, or the Pro Football Hall of Fame, excuse me, I'll get it right here in a minute, back in 1996. I found another one of those here recently, about 4 or 5 months ago, and it was on one of my flea market find videos. So I got a few more NASCAR diecasts I'll show you. You all know that I'm working on all sorts of sets and collections, so I found a lot of these Racing Champions premieres that are from 1992 to 1994. I seen this one of Jeff Purvis. This is significant. I have one of Jimmy Hensley driving Richard Petty's car for one race. Jeff only drove this car for 5 races in 1993. The story is when Ernie Irvan left Morgan McClure to go drive for Robert Yates. They had Jeff step up for 5 races. Jeff drove for James Finch in the Busch Series, and the James Finch Busch Series team was somewhat of a developmental team for this team, the Kodak team. So they put Jeff in 5 races, which was started at Darlington, then they went to Richmond, Dover, Martinsville, and I think maybe North Wilkesboro. And the performance just wasn't what they wanted, so they went ahead and left Jeff back down in the Busch Series, and I believe they brought in Joe Nemechek and Jimmy Hensley to finish the year at Charlotte, Phoenix, and Atlanta, and Rockingham as well. This next one is a really nice one with Darrell Waltrip, 1992 edition. There you see Darrell and Jeff Hammond, I believe it is, with one of the Miss Winstons. And this would have been Darrell's last career win, the 1992 Mountain Dew Southern 500. Then we have Kyle Petty, Mellow Yellow Pontiac. This is a 1993 edition. I always thought that was a sharp-looking car. And I do like that gold around the border of the card as well. Didn't notice that earlier, but... And this next one is really, really nice. And I've never seen this one, and if I have, it's been a lot more than what I've paid for it. It's J.D. McDuffie. Of course, this is a 94 edition. But J.D. was killed in Watkins Glen in 1991. And that's his wife, Linda, I believe, back there in the picture with him. Of course, J.D. didn't have a lot of sponsors. I can't really... It looks like it says maybe Sun's Auto Body and AC Delco there on the hood. I believe the proceeds to the sales of this car, if you bought it wherever at the track or wherever, that the sales of that car went to help JD's family. And this is another kind of a big coup I got. Did not pay much for these. Each of these has 36 packs of 1989 Donruss baseball. We'll be opening some of these, and I kind of looked at the backs of these. I was very, very, leery about buying loose packs, but I trust the seller, and they did not appear to be tampered with or opened or anything. Looks like he just maybe the boxes were damaged that he had, so he just put those in the boxes. So I'm very excited to start opening those real soon, and we will be doing those in the upcoming episodes as well. Then I went to, where did we go? A store called Five Below. Five Below, if you've ever heard of it. It's just kind of like a Dollar Tree or something, or a Dollar General, but everything they have in their store is $5 or less. So I found some packs of 2020 Topps baseball that we're going to open sometime this week as well. And these are not like Dollar General packs. These ones actually have odds on the packages, so there are opportunities for hits in there. So I seen those, couldn't pass those up. We'll do those later in the week. And the final find for today's video, you can hear more diecast rumbling around here. This was also at Five Below. Found some Matchbox cars that were pretty cool for only $1, of course. So, I've seen this one a couple times at different places, but it's always been marked up a little bit. For $1, I wasn't going to go wrong with it. I've never heard of this woman, this lady, but apparently she's a racer back in the day, and need to do a little bit more research about her. I bought 3 of these. I'm just going to lay 2 of them down here, because like I say, eventually I want to start doing dioramas. And this just looked like a really cool car. Just an old, says 33 Ford Coupe. Really like that one. So I'm going to have some fun with this one. And then the last few cars that I got this, they call it a Chowmobile, but it says crab cakes and lobster cakes and so forth, so just a cool looking food truck. Got a 41 Cadillac Series 62 convertible coupe. Thought that one was pretty interesting. And then a 47 Chevy AD 3100. I seen that one. I like the color. I like the contours. I always like these super, super old-looking vehicles because they're always a lot of fun. Well, that is it for today, guys. Tell me what you guys like the most. I think that Earnhardt 89 Racing Champion still sealed. I think that was quite a find. As well as just all the different die-casts that I was able to pick up yesterday. So I had a great time yesterday locating all this, and hopefully I'll get to go back up there soon again. So I thank everybody for watching this video. We will see you again later this afternoon. We're going to open up a box of the 2018 Panini Donruss there that you see. And when we get to 500 subs, which are to 136, we made a jump yesterday, guys. So thank you very much. We're up to 136. When we get to 500, we will do another giveaway. It will be a relic. It will either be football, baseball, racing, or wrestling. Yeah, I did throw football in there because it just rolls off the tongue easier when it comes out first. But I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for all the subscriptions, all the likes, all the comments. Keep it all coming. I truly do appreciate it. I will have another video out for you later this afternoon. So thanks for watching, and we will see you again later.